I'll start off with streaming services. Probably the biggest like positive when it comes to them, and also negative is convenience. Uh, Within like seconds, you can log in and you can pick up any sort of title you want from like hundreds of TV shows and movies, just all within like one single site. Um, at the same time, though, that sort of convenience has led to sort of this anti-consumerism mentality, especially when it comes to like competition between different streaming services. Like for example, I know this is a really big thing a couple years back when Netflix moved Friends onto HBO Max. Um, so it's just the idea that you need to have so many different streaming services, and like subscribing to all these subscriptions in order to watch some of your favorite things. I know that that's been reduced lately. Like I know um, three of the bigger ones, Disney Plus, Max, and Hulu, have all combined under one streaming service plan, but the point still stands. And that has sort of gotten worse over time as they've realized that hey, we can implement commercials into our streaming services. We can have them pay more for less ads, or so on and so forth. To the point where I believe the streaming services are just becoming the new broadcast TV network, simply because of the fact that they're becoming so homogenized. Um, as for theaters, one of the big things with the theater is always just the experience. Going in, buying a ticket, getting a excessive amount of popcorn and pop, and just sitting down and watching either one of your favorite movies or just finding out something new. I will tell you right now, one of my all-time favorite movies is I Saw the TV Glow. I would not have had the same experience that I had with that movie if I just sat in my basement watching it on my TV screen instead of going in with one of my best friends, sitting down in an empty movie theater and enjoying the enjoying the movie as it was meant to be shown. And that's another like plus for theaters. Most movies and television are made to be developed for the movie screen. Or well, not so much television, but most movies are meant to be displayed on the film screen. And when you reduce it onto a TV screen, like I know things suffer like aspect ratio tends to, but also again just that lack of experience. Big problem with theaters though is the rising costs. I know tickets have been steadily increasing, especially since COVID happened, and that lack of accessibility has sort of turned people off towards the movie theaters. Um, I will say that despite many of my hangups with streaming services, I do prefer them. Uh, Again, just because of that accessibility. But if I had a preference, and if I was born probably earlier in the late 90s or early 2000s, I'd say my preferred source of media, DVDs. I'm a big proponent of once you buy something, you truly own it. Like the consumer owns the product. Um, that doesn't really happen as much anymore. Like you especially seeing the decline of Blu-ray DVDs and all that. Um, but DVDs also like hold a very important place for just owning the product. And I'd have to stick with that.
For streaming services, I feel like one of the pros for it is that it's more accessible for everybody, and like with work and everything, after it's available for streaming, you can see it really at any time. Like really no matter what. But a con is that it kind of takes away like the joy of going and seeing it in person with a crowd of people and having like the experience with a group. And with the movie theater, you kind of get to experience that together with everybody. Like when a movie first drops, you get to like experience that joy with everyone out together. But I feel like the con of it is that not everybody can access it. Prices are really higher at movie theaters, and it's just I guess like not as accessible for everybody. I like movie theaters more just because it's more people there and there's more audience interaction with it.
What do you think about the cost of streaming services?
I don't like the cost of streaming services that much. Like, why are you paying that much as the same as a movie theater?
Yep.
As something when I'm just seeing it at home.
Okay, so a pro of movie theaters for me is like the experience in itself. I just like going to movie theaters, I think it's fun. But a con is that it's expensive, like especially now when you have to buy like $20 popcorn and stuff. Tickets themselves aren't that expensive, but if you want the full experience, that's more expensive. Pro of streaming services is you can watch it from home and you get like a bunch of movies and shows for like a monthly fee. But a con of that is you don't like get that experience, and also they keep like making different subscriptions, like upping it because you can get it like with ads, without ads, premium. I personally prefer movie theaters just because I really like the experience, but I do enjoy having streaming services as an option.
So some pros of like streaming services, I think one of them is that you can watch movies from the comfort of your own home, number one. And it's very accessible. You can watch it whenever and you don't have to like determine when you watch it based on the times that the movie theater is showing it. I think that the cons though, very expensive. Like depending on the movie, but like newer releases, you can like, obviously you can stream it from your home, but like it's the same price of like the cost of 2 tickets for the movie theater, maybe snacks, when you can just go to the movie theater and see it for like the same price. Movie theaters, I think the experience is better, especially when the movie is like newly released. The snacks are good. Snacks are always a pro. And I feel like it's just a better experience of like, you get a better experience while watching it at a movie theater. I think the cons though is that, I mean, you obviously got to go out of your way and drive to get there instead of watching it at home. There's also screaming children, not fun. And trying to think what else. I mean, you just got to deal with like other people in the theater. But overall, I think personally that I prefer movie theaters just because of the experience. Example number 1, the Minecraft movie.
No!
And by experience, I mean like everyone was cheering and clapping at like certain scenes in the movies, and I just think that's fun. That's not an experience you're gonna get at home. Obviously, not all movies have that experience, and you don't want all movies to have that experience. But with a movie like that, like obviously, I'd prefer to go to a movie theater and watch that movie instead of watching it at home.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about like early forms of at-home like film watching, like VHS, DVDs, like VHS tapes? The fact that you had like Blockbusters that you could rent the movies from.
Like I like them. I just nowadays it's not as accessible because not a lot of people have DVD players or VHS players. But at the time, I really liked it, even though I mean they were cheaper than streaming services for like movies on streaming services that we have now. So obviously I think that's like a nice thing. And if you still have CD players and DVD players, you just utilize it because it's cheaper than a lot of streaming services. But nowadays I think it's just, in terms of what's easier, I think streaming services are easier to access than DVD players, CDs, VHSs, tapes. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.